Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. You're watching iAllegedly. And I've got a good one for you today. I am in Laguna Beach, and it's a beautiful day out. Tide's really high, but it's crazy here in Orange County. There is a wildfire about 70 miles from us, and it is creating these plumes of smoke that are covering everything. And change the sky to orange, kind of wild, but you know, we're in no danger. It's 70 miles, it's over the mountains, but everything just goes to the ocean, and it just gives you that dark haze that's out there, which is absolutely crazy. So we're going to talk about the fact that the period of abundance in everything is just over, with your business, with things to purchase, with everything. So before I get into it, please take a second. Please hit the like button. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And also today, we have a sponsor, Private Internet Access, which we'll talk about a little later. And let's get into it. But I'm at a place called Moss Point. And again, just absolutely stunning. And the beach is lost right now because the tide isn't so far. We'll see how far out we can go. But we are seeing absolutely everything affected right now in the economy. And there is less. Now, I'm getting people that write me from every aspect of what they do, from their jobs to what they do for, you know, a side hustle, what they do for a hobby. Everything is affected right now. And here's something that's fascinating about cars. We talk a lot about the car inventories, and Astrid talked about her husband who restores Porsche 911s. And you can say, wow, that's a great thing. It's a very expensive, arduous hobby that this guy does. And the problem with it is that they used to do, you know, quick builds and quick turnarounds, and she explained all this, but those days are done because nobody's buying right now. Everybody's selling. So that's the first thing. The second thing is we are seeing a retail debacle right now come back at the worst possible time. You know, home improvement companies and home improvement retailers generally do well when real estate goes down, because people sit there and say, hey honey, we're going to stay here at the house, so let's fix it up. And when they fix up the house, you know, they go to Lowe's, they go to Home Depot, they go to places like that. And I had somebody write me that works at Home Depot, and I'm not going to, Lowe's. I'm not going to say the person's name. Wow, check this out, man. It's all gone. There's no beach right now. So we're going to try to make it over to the other side. And anyways, this person has worked at Home Depot, or Lowe's, I said that twice, for 28 years. 28 years with the same company. And one thing that companies do like this is they have same store goals that they have. So in other words, they have, this store's got to do so much in sales. We don't want this many returns. We want customer service complaints to be at a minimum. And if you guys do this, you'll get a quarterly bonus. And they kind of set it up in such a way that the goals are achievable, so everybody gets it. Everybody has a good attitude. But lately, they're not getting this. So what does Marvin Ellison, the CEO, do? He steps forward and says, listen, I'm giving $55 million to my employees for bonuses for inflation, to help fight inflation, which is nonsense, because talking to this person and having him send me this email, and again, I can't give you his name because it's going to give it away, and it's a North Carolina store, but they got the same amount that they would get with the quarterly bonus, that because the store was off, you know, the complaints weren't up, no other problems, just people are not spending money. It's not the employee's fault that this is happening. So they gave a bonus, and this person got, the CEO got press, like, wow, what a great thing to do for your employees. And it was nonsense. So again, guys, the period of abundance is over. But you're supposed to say, thank you for giving us exactly what we got before. Now, there are people without jobs right now. And Regina sent me a great article where she was talking about, Dan, you keep talking about the Depression, and she's a younger person, and she was talking about how you know, she's a veteran and she's very lucky that she has a job right now, but she asked her father about some of the stuff that we were talking about in the channel, and can you verify the stuff? And he verified everything. Everything that Jimmy Carter did during those years was awful. We had just rampant inflation, rampant unemployment, and also during the Depression, when she looked it up, check this out, guys, this is crazy. Completely gone. Beach is gone. 25% unemployment during the Depression. Guys, if you don't think that this is coming back again, you are kidding yourself. This is going to come back again. So you can believe that unemployment's at 3.7%. It's not. It's ridiculous. But, you know, Regina brought up a great point. If you are a veteran, there's jobs out there. USAjobs.gov. The link will be below. If I get it wrong, the link will be correct. But if you're a veteran, you need work, Regina said to contact that, and there's an abundance of jobs out there. So this is stellar. Share your thoughts on this stuff so far, guys. I just want to know what you guys think about this. Let's talk about our sponsor, Private Internet Access VPN. A VPN is a virtual private network that makes you anonymous when you go online. Your hosting company, hackers, the government, no one can see you when you use a VPN. It makes you completely anonymous. With all this talk about bank fraud and scams and protecting yourself from cybersecurity crimes, you need a VPN. And for pennies a day, you can get 82% off from Private Internet Access. Use the link below for iAllegedly and sign up today. The cool thing about this is that there's no hardware. It's the absolute simplest thing you will do. You just press one button. Check this out. One button, and you guys are protected. You're completely anonymous online, and that goes for all your devices in the house. Now, don't take my word for it. Let's take Michael's word for it. Michael wrote me and said, Dan, I've tried other VPNs, and they were okay, but Private Internet Access VPN is absolutely the best. I paid for multiple years for it, and it was so cheap, and the 82% discount was amazing. Okay? So, don't take my word for it. Take Michael's word for it. A lot of people have signed up for this, but this is truly the best product that I have bought the entire year. Nothing compares to this. It's absolutely the best. And again, you're completely protected online when you're out there with all the bad guys. So sign up for a VPN service through Private Internet Access. Use the link below. Save 82%. And again, it's a tunnel that's protecting all your information that nobody can see. Check it out today. Private Internet Access VPN. Use the link below. Now we're seeing global problems all around us. The Bank of Canada just raised its policy rate another 3/4 point. And if you listen to the people in Canada, you know that inflation is well above 8% there. And it's only going to get worse. The lending troubles are only going to get worse in Canada. And their overnight rate, they raised to 3.25 point, another 3/4 point right now. They talked about how, hey, the employment market is tight in the United States, but people are tightening up on their spending. No kidding. Now, as far as the mortgage industry is concerned, Citibank just laid off almost 200 more people, and that was just announced. And again, I'm very lucky that I get these industry newsletters and insider things because it's ridiculous. And we're seeing things happen over and over again that happened last time in 06, 07, and 08, where these banks and mortgage companies start to do things like they invented something. Rocket Mortgage, we have great news. We're going to raise our prime lending rate and prime lending amount to $715,000 on wholesale mortgages. So you loan brokers out there, you can write mortgages for $715,000. It's up basically 10% from where it was before, and this will take place in short order between now and 2023. So good luck with that, guys. And as we live through all of this, I have no beach to walk back to, guys. It's just this right here. This is very cool. You've got the migrating birds up there, but things are everything's problematic right now when it comes to housing. You're seeing everything get lowered. You're seeing things in the market longer. That's the thing that I've talked about in the past. I really like to go online and look at Zillow and check out neighborhoods I want to live in and just see what's happening. And you know what's happening? Things are sitting on the market 67 days. Things are on the market and getting a price reduction. And you're starting to see more desperate times right now with these house listings. They're starting to change the listings midstream. Wait a second, this is different. This is the same house, but it's, you know, described differently. And again, the brokers are getting desperate for this stuff. So it is a very unique time that we're living through right now, but the banks are going to start to get creative more and more and more, which is going to give people more and more of a problem. You know, the Bank of America no money down, first-time buyer program for minorities is an absolute disaster, because it's going to make people buy homes that are going to shoot down in value. Instead of saying, hey, wait a little bit, they got to sell houses. They've got to get loans. And it's a problem right now. Now, repos for cars are going up. Car sales are going down. You're starting to see price drops in cars. What about these people that bought cars over the asking price in January? Remember the Bronco that was $70,000 above the sticker price? What are those poor people going to do? Tell me, okay? And did you buy a car like that? Did anybody buy a car with 30 grand over the sticker price? What do you do with that? What do you do? So, you know, it's a different world week to week. Nobody wants to admit that. Now, share your thoughts on all this stuff. I'm going to go up the hill and go down the street a little bit more. It is absolutely crazy to see this much smoke come over the hills and make it all the way to the beach and give that ominous sign and that ominous vision of a sunset. It's very, very odd to see this. Now, we are seeing huge problems around the globe with inflation affecting families. It's not just here in the States, but 55% of all families say that inflation is taking its toll on their finances and that they can't survive what's happening right now. I walked down to Ruby Street, and this is a little park that is at the end of the street, and you've got this cool little bench. You can sit down by yourself and just hang out here and, you know, soak up the sights and be by yourself. And again, watch the flames of the fire. Now, one thing that we've gotten a lot of in the last 2 days is we keep getting these alerts from the power companies to conserve energy. Now, this is maddening at this point. And you can sit there and say, Dan, you have to do your part to conserve energy. No, it gets ridiculous, guys. How would you like to be one of the fools that spent $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 on solar, and you're supposed to turn your power off right now? Why can't you run your air conditioning 24/7 and make it, you know, a meat locker? Why can't you do that? Okay, because we have to conserve energy. Why? I have free energy. Isn't that what I was told when I bought solar? Okay, so again, people, it's ridiculous. And I get furious for this. I hate when people send me voting stuff and text messages via voting, and I use, you know, graphic responses to them that are not safe for YouTube. But I highly recommend this. It's just very therapeutic when I respond to these people and do this. Now, we keep getting these power messages, and my friends that know that I do this, hey, what would you tell them? So, again, guys, it's getting kind of ridiculous with this stuff now. Again, we had basically an Amber Alert yesterday that said you need to, you know, conserve power and save power right now. See how cool this is? You got blue sky over here, and then over here, you have the end of the world. Okay? So, Elon Musk, he did not get his trial delayed. He wanted to postpone it for the Twitter sale beyond the middle of October, and the judge says no. Now, this judge, cool thing about her is that she's consistently saying, she's like a fast resolution judge is what I've been told, and that she really likes to get things settled quickly, and that's what's happening here. So, you know, Elon Musk is not getting his trial extended, but he did get the whistleblower in. So the whistleblower who said all these horrific things about Twitter is going to be able to tell his story on the stand, which is going to be juicy, to say the least. So middle of October, guys. Notice anything that's going to happen right around that time? Yeah, okay. David from Canada. He heard my story about Wells Fargo, about how these people did not get their deed. And a lot of people have written me about this. But David went down and said, wait a second. I thought about this, Dan. I paid my house off 6 years ago. Where's my deed? So he went to his bank in Canada and said, hey, I'm David. I paid off my house 6 years ago. Where's my deed? Well, you had an obligation to request the deed from us. And because you didn't do that in 30 days, you don't get it. And you have to pay now to get it. $214, which is a criminal act and an absolute, the bank in Canada is a den of thieves as far as I'm concerned. But this guy has to pay $214 now to get the deed in his house. And like you said, Dan, it's my deed. I'm going to spend $214. And I don't know what small claims court is like in Canada, but that would be worth wasting a day to go sue that bank and let iAllegedly follow it so that we could, get you guys the results. So I mean, I'd love to find out the filing fees. I'd probably pay it for David if he decided to sue that bank and decided to go and pursue that. But again, guys, injustice in the world, injustice with real estate. Think about this, guys. What is the most important thing in your life if you have investments? Oh, Dan, I've got gold. I've got stocks. I own an island. I've got, valuable cars, whatever. 99% of the people in my audience are going to tell me it's their home. So when you pay it off, who has the deed to that? That is a great question that we're asking people right now. And we're getting some really scary, updates from it. We're getting people that do mortgages. We're getting people that do forensic accounting. We're getting all these different professionals out there that are telling us what an absolute debacle this is and what a nightmare this is. So share your thoughts on this stuff, because David's not alone. I'm going to go down the street, but you walk over here a little bit, guys. The smoke is going, you can't see it from here, but it's going all the way to Catalina right there. So it's pretty crazy right now. A lot of homes have been lost. It's very tragic. It's very sad. But with this intense heat, over 100 degrees, it's 95 degrees at the beach today, and it's blazing right now. But, even if you have solar power and you have free electricity, like you've been told from all these solar companies, you need to turn off your power and you need to conserve power. Tell me how this is fair. Tell me how this makes sense, because the one thing about here in California is you can't be solar independent. You can't have a house and be off the grid. You've got to be on the grid. So that fee to be on the grid has gone up. Okay, it used to be a few bucks. Now it's like close to $50 a month. So share your thoughts on all this stuff, guys, because I think this is absolutely insanity. And I don't think that we should have, these flex alerts are showing you how bad, the infrastructure is, and showing you how bad the power companies are. Now, my daughter sent me a message today telling me that because of the hurricane in Baja, we may actually get rain this week. So that would be incredible if we got rain this weekend. And you guys would get to see all that, because we don't get rain very often, okay? So share your thoughts on all this stuff. I'm going to move down a little further down the beach. We are seeing cracks in the economy that just keep getting wider and wider and wider. And people are starting to speak out about it, and people are starting to get more and more upset. And, when you talk about personal finance, that's one thing. I love that people want to tax all the billionaires. And, Mark Cuban, who's a friend of the show, and got a picture with him, with Mr. Cuban. And I met the guy for a second. So anyways, great guy. Someday I'll have him back. Anyways, Mark was on Vox getting interviewed talking about the economy, and he was talking about Elizabeth Warren and how ridiculous it is with the billionaire tax. They pulled up an interview of him from like 15, 18 years ago, where Mark Cuban's sitting there saying, the greatest thing that you can do, noble thing that you can do, is serve your government, make a lot of money, pay taxes, contribute to our society as a decent human being, and be part of this. And again, it's a great idea. But, Mark Cuban says, why is it that these politicians want to fill their cups with the tears of billionaires. You know, I worked my tail off, and, you know, I don't want to pay these taxes that you want to propose that are ridiculous, that you are completely clueless on finance for. So whether you like Elizabeth Warren or not, Mark Cuban's not a fan these days, and it's kind of exciting to see somebody stand up to these people because it's getting ridiculous now at this point. We're just supposed to go along with this and accept this the way that it is. No. You know, you have to have taxes to run a society, but you also don't want to fleece the little guy, and you also don't want to make it so that, you know, we're all in debtor's prison. You make $1 and we give you 6. It doesn't work, guys. So the idea is to get ahead in life. The idea is to save enough money to where your children are protected, to where your grandchildren are protected, and you can go off into the sunset and do whatever you want and not have to worry about money when you get older. Because there's a lot of people right now, I'm telling you guys, that are worried, that don't have an income, that know that Social Security is not going to cover their bills right now, and they are freaking out, guys, to say the least. So share your thoughts on all this stuff, guys, because I think this is just the beginning of the chaos, the beginning of the end with all this stuff. But, you know, where do you draw the line on this stuff? Now, the other thing is, here in the States, we have a company called Regal Cinema. And Regal Cinema is owned by Cineworld. And Cineworld just filed for bankruptcy because people are not going to the movies, and they have $2 billion in debt. I don't know how a theater company is going to make up $2 billion, but people are not going to the movies right now like they used to. They're just not. It used to be something that you know, basically, oh, this movie's coming out, they'd go back. There's a movie theater here in Newport Beach called The Port that is absolutely amazing. They have food, they've got pizza, you've got huge reclining chairs. They're bringing back Maverick again, the Top Gun movie, because there's no new releases to bring out. So if that's not a sign of the times, guys, there's no good movies in the theater, and it's not the same streaming. You don't get the same cinematic experience sitting in your living room or watching it on your phone, guys. It's not the same. So share your thoughts on all this stuff, guys, because, you know, do you go to the movies anymore? Do you go to sporting events anymore? What do you do that you spend money extracurricularly right now? Because the idea with concerts is concerts are so expensive right now, and they're trying to charge people more and more money for beer and for food and for the seats and for parking and for everything. And it's only going to get worse because they're trying to squeeze out more and more and more. Now, as the tide comes in, you get some of these spots that have, you know, a little bit of an ocean, but on a normal day, you'd be able to walk all the way over to the cave right there because the tide would be out so much. So it's not like that right now. Just really beautiful. And again, guys, free to park up the hill, walk down, check this out. I mean, you know, who needs Hawaii, guys, when you've got this? I'm telling you that right now. But it's wild to see this beach completely gone right now, because normally there's people laying out there enjoying themselves on the sand, and there's nobody out doing that. So share your thoughts on all this stuff, guys. Things are going to get more bleak before they get better. And a lot of people, now I can't verify this right now, but there are, you know, think about this. There are billions and billions of dollars that are being paid back through EIDL loans and the PPP loans that weren't forgiven. The average payment, think about this, I was told was $500 a month. I don't know if that's true or not, but the crazy thing about this is that you cannot write off these debts. You cannot just forgive this stuff, be forgiven of this stuff at this late date. You got to pay it. And if you sit there and say, I'm just going to file bankruptcy, they're going to have a conversation with you that's going to be very invasive. That's all I have to say. And if you want me to elaborate on that, send me an email, because I'll tell you what's coming, because people have told me the problems that they have, because there are people out there that have not gotten their loans forgiven right now. So hundreds of billions of dollars that has to be paid back month after month after month to the SBA for these loans, okay? The people that got denied, I'm telling you this right now, not now, but about Thanksgiving time, you're going to sleep better when you start to hear the stories of your friends and colleagues and competitors that are under the knife and under the gun, of an audit and things like that from these people, because that's what's coming first. These people have got a world of pain coming their way, especially if they didn't spend the money correctly. So share your thoughts on all this stuff, guys, because it's happening, it's coming, and you know, it's no way out of it right now. Plus, anyways, I could go on for an hour about this, and I won't, but share your thoughts on all this stuff, guys. I'm going to finish this video with these last couple stories, and the waves are absolutely massive out here right now. There is a hurricane supposedly off of Baja, and the waves are going to get huge right now. So with that, very cool. But one problem that we're seeing right now that people have written me about is their homeowners insurance. A man wrote me out of Long Island who has Liberty Mutual, and they were set to renew their policy in November, and Liberty Mutual wrote them and said that they're not going to renew the policy right now. And everybody east of Riverhead, New York, is not being rewritten. Now, these people don't live near the water, they're not near a floodplain, no problems, but they don't want the headache. So they're starting to just eliminate. They're going to pick and choose. If you don't think that this fire is going to create problems like that, you're kidding yourself. There are people that have nothing to do with this fire that are not going to get their homeowners insurance policy because 6 miles away there was a fire. And it'll be complete shenanigans that they're going to have to live with. So share your thoughts on this, but we're seeing property taxes go up. We're seeing homeowners insurance go up. We're seeing everything go up. Your water bills, everything. And it is something that you just cannot avoid right now, and you have to look at this. And again, frugality. You know, it's terrible because Liberty Mutual said, hey, we'll write you with we recommend you call this secondary company that we have. It's like, no. You know, again, I want an insurance company that's going to write a check if I have a problem. I want an insurance company that's going to send a contractor out if there's an issue, if there's a flood, if there's a problem. That's what you want too, okay? It's insane. So the final thing is Apple announced the new iPhone 14, which I don't know what the, you can see just how massive the waves are and that this beach is completely taken out. I don't know what the features are with the iPhone 14, but the reason why I'm talking to you about this is that Apple decided to do something totally crazy that they've never done before, and they're not raising the price of the iPhone 14, which, guys, they see the writing on the wall. They see that people cannot afford to live right now, so why not make it so that the iPhone 14 is going to be cheaper right now or the same price as the iPhone 13, okay? Share your thoughts on all this stuff. Please don't forget to hit the like button. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Take a look at our sponsor today, Private Internet Access, like Michael did. It's an amazing deal at 82% off. The link is below. Onward and upward, guys. I will see you guys very soon.